right, so we have Seven of Cups. That's your first cup. First cup. That's your first card. Guidance, your guidance for the next 9-year cycle, how to properly close the previous one, right? What I'm hearing with this one, I don't know why I'm looking at this iguana, so maybe it's significant, maybe a lizard, maybe it's a sign for some of you, or maybe you have one or you want one. They're so cool. Side note, I feel this card, amongst many other things, and it's coming to my mind because we talked about this in previous part. This is about dreaming. This is about daydreaming. This is about imagination, right? You have dialed down your dreamer, your inner dreamer, your daydreamer, your inner fire, right? And it had to happen for your previous cycle because you needed to mature, because you needed to ground, because you needed to build some foundation, because you needed to look at certain things from a different perspective. But as we said previously, you're ready to reignite that fire. You're ready to become that dreamer again. Anything can happen, right? And I feel that this is the theme for the beginning of your next cycle. Anything can happen. You don't have to have your whole life. Maturity, again, we were talking about this, the misconception of courage, misconception of maturity. Maturity doesn't mean that you have it all figured out, right? That you have tons of money on your bank account and that you have a 5-year plan. No. Maturity means that you know how to regulate your emotions, and that whatever will come towards you, you know with confidence that you will handle it. You will handle it like a pro. Maturity means that you know what's your Northern Star. You know what you want on a generic level, and you have the courage to fight for it. That's spiritual maturity, right? Anything can happen. There's a variety of options in front of you, and they're wanting you to embrace that. You've learned patience. You've learned to tame your fire. You've learned a lot about soul connections, about destiny. And I feel now they're wanting you to dream bigger, to go higher. There's a reason we were talking about the air energy as well, for you to, maybe you are guided, if you have an opportunity to go on a shamanic journey with someone who is that healer that takes people into deeper meditation and assists and holds space for you. Give it a try. We've mentioned this in previous parts, so what else, spirits? Three of Swords. Okay, I get it. Remember, we started this whole reading about you being connected to a person, right? And the whole story in the past years that sort of played out between the two of you. And I remember I've said that there's a part of your energy that I was sensing that let go, that released, that let go, that understood that you didn't completely see this connection for what it was, and now you have a completely different outlook on it. However, I was also sensing that there is something that is unclosed, an unfinished business. I'm hearing your heart is a little broken, and I say this to you guys so many times, and they also guiding me to tell you that I have a healing broken heart free meditation, guided meditation available on my YouTube. You can use that, or you can use a different one in different means. But I say this to you guys often. Sometimes people confuse things, right? The fact that someone hurts you, the fact that someone leaves you, the fact that someone you realize, right? And you have a revelation that this person wasn't really for you and wasn't really a true soul connection. This doesn't heal the heart. Breaking up with someone, moving on from someone, realizing that they hurt you, or even if they didn't hurt you, but that they weren't for you, it doesn't heal the heart. And the most common mistakes when we talk about people in relationships is that people move on without healing their heart. Oftentimes because They want this fix, this quick fix, this quick closure, right? So they're like, oh, I want to move on, right? Because if I know that this is not my person, right, I just want to move on. And they forget to heal the heart, to really go into the heart space, to really feel into the emotion of the other person, to really, again, my candle went crazy for confirmation. You must, the fire element is important for this collective because it's constantly like, it's speaking to me. It's really important to heal the heart, to acknowledge, because many people, that's the issue. They think that now I know it was a karmic, this person hurt me, or this person wasn't the real deal, right? Or we're never going to be together. And from that moment, they're afraid to acknowledge, but I loved you. There was a moment in my life that I would do anything to be with you, that I loved you, that I've given you my heart. And the heart is not broken, now broken. And the fact that I know that it wasn't the real deal, it doesn't solve the problem. I feel you have some heart healing to do, this collective still. I feel you have some heart healing, and it's something that they want you to do before you open a new cycle. The Hanged One. I'm hearing this is more towards that Three of Swords. Let me do one more for your first row. It's like you're a little suspended. I don't know why they're showing me someone actually suspended, so whether it's maybe a detail just for some of you, so whether you, I'm seeing two things. One is, you know, those people that that dance with a rope, or like the huge ribbon going from the ceiling, and it's like this beautiful sort of a kind of like she's doing on this card. Can you see that? And they were also showing me an actual suspension, something that is a thing in spirituality, and some people do that quite extreme, and when they actually suspend you on like they put hooks into your own body. Maybe you've heard about this, maybe you exploring, maybe you've done it, maybe you want to do it. It may be a detail just for some of you, because they were showing me an actual suspension. But this is also the energy that we were talking about, remember? Floating in the air, going a little bit upwards, being a little bit ungrounded, right? So that's the energy that I want you to sort of embody in the next months. But I also feel like there's something that the suspension, in a sense that the heartbreak suspends you from moving forward. So you really have to heal that. There's acknowledgement that needs to happen. King of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. I feel this collective, remember we've mentioned this in one of your first spreads, that Ace of Wands, your fire. Again, the candle and crazy confirmation that you were working on maturing. Your inner world was maturing, right? So you were figuring yourself out. You were figuring certain things out. You were changing your mindset on certain things. You went through certain things and experiences and people as well that helped you to mature. But I feel it's really time to put that maturity with a dash. I'm hearing like literally they're showing me with a dash of your authentic self, and put it out there, right? It's to show the world. You know how maybe you've been a little bit like hidden for whatever reason recently, to know, like sometimes they say that we have to go into hermit, and this is where we cocoon, and this is where we change, and then there's time to really go out there and flourish and show the world how I've matured. Maybe I'm also hearing there's something about that you were holding back in certain situations because you thought that, you know, like people, stupid people, they sometimes say, that, oh my God, you've changed. Since when you're this? Since when you're that? Since yesterday, Barry, okay? Because I learned something new, okay? So maybe there are certain things that you're holding back because you feel like, people will judge you. People will say that this is not who you used to be, but who cares, right? Remember we had that card about show the world the real you, be the real you, remember? Externalize your change. Queen of Cups. She is a dreamer too. She is a dreamer. On top of that Seven of Cups, she follows her heart. She follows her heart. And I often teach you guys this, that when we are not embodying certain quality, right, on a journey of healing, we have to go through extremes before we heal. So when we talk, for example, when we talk about the divine feminine, finding your inner divine feminine or divine masculine, your inner divinity, right? I often say to you guys that when we break through first, from the first layer, thickest layer of the biggest traumas and the biggest elements of our armor that formed us, right? We go into extreme, and we oftentimes go into the dark feminine, right? And we go into, no, I'm not gonna allow people to treat me this way. We awaken this fierceness, this fire, this darkness, right? To for the first time, many times, to in a real way, to fight for ourselves, for our spirit, right? And we go a little bit dark, a little bit rebel. We need to go into that darkness within to meet that shadow as well, to understand that shadow, to love it, to integrate it. And then as we heal, as we strip the layers, right, we oftentimes go overboard and go to the other side of the spectrum, and we become this love and light. And now I'm grounded, now I'm responsible, now I'm this floating angel, right, that has awakened, and I burn my sage, and I wear my linen pants and so on and so forth, right? And I cannot say anything to anyone because I'm just this love and light, and I understand everyone, and I have compassion to everyone. And then if we break that layer, because many people are stuck on that shallow level of spirituality, sprinkle kind of a level, but when we break through that layer and we yet again expand our consciousness, we understand that love and light is not being a doormat, that love is a warrior, that love is fear, that light doesn't exist without shadow, that we are who we are, that we can be who we can be. So we go through both extremes to find the balance, to find the right balance, the neutrality, right? So I feel that you maybe in the past you were someone very much ruled by fire, by heart as well, by emotion, right? And all these experiences that we went through from this person and all the other experiences we've discussed, they sort of grounded you, they helped you to mature. But now it's the time to go back to that balance, right? To really find that balance. I can be mature, I can be grounded, I can have a foundation in my life, I can have a plan, but in the same time I can be a dreamer. I can follow my internal fire. I can follow my heart, right? I can have emotions. And there is something that's coming to my mind. Remember, we mentioned this in the beginning, that this person maybe was sometimes you would clash because you were too maybe emotional or looking into things too much, or over analyzing. And when done in a proper balance, there's nothing wrong with that. Feeling our feelings. The Two of Pentacles, literally balance. You guys, balance. You need to balance. It's time. You went through extremes. You need to find your balance, and that balance is the authentic you. Authentic you. We have to feel good in our skin. If there are certain quirks and tweaks and shadows that you have, you cannot not do them because you're all this namaste and then call yourself spiritual. Spirituality is about authenticity. It's time to find your balance. Balance that will help you to navigate on your path towards your northern nodes. And I feel that this broken heart is a bit of something that stands in between you and that journey. Six of Cups. And we have Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, you had that, you didn't have that. What is it that you had? You had Queen of Pentacles. Did you have Queen of Pentacles? No. What was the card that you have? Hold on, now I'm confused. Bear with me, bear with me. Or was I using a different deck? No, I was using this one. Hold on. Hold on, we can make it through the fight. What was your card? Was it the Empress? No, it wasn't the Empress. Ah, damn! You guys, sometimes something comes into my mind and it's like, where the hell is this? It was important. And it's gonna be the freaking last. Yeah, I knew it. It always happens. It's the last one. It was Nine of Cups that you had. Nine and a nine and irrelevant. I'm hearing 9th of the 9th as well, so maybe it's an important date for some of you. We're closing the 9-year cycle. But hold on. Sorry, my battery was dying. Sorry for that little a little deviation, a little shuffle. But there's a reason. There's empowerment in both of these cards, in both of these women. You have grown into someone really mature and someone really balanced and someone really stable, someone that it's just this. How do I explain this to you guys, what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling? They really want you will conquer this next cycle if you find the proper balance between the one within you that is mature and that has reason and then can plan and then can be grounded, but the one within you as well that is a dreamer, that is a fiery dreamer. There's something as well about the fierce independence. And I feel this heartbreak is a key here to truly liberate yourself. There are certain things, in life, it's coming to my mind, so I'm going to say it. Certain things in life that we cannot accomplish with an actual partner with us, right? And it doesn't mean that nothing is superior or inferior. You guys know that I'm a reader for love. I'm a goddess of love. I love love. I teach love. Love is a beautiful thing. And I believe that every single person, every soul incarnated on this human earth, on their highest, most aligned timeline, we always have a higher soul connection that will walk this path with us. But sometimes some of us, certain things when it comes to our self-discovery, our authenticity, our path. This is why I always say to you guys that oftentimes people who are one of those people that meet their soulmates when they're young and they live their whole life with this person, it's usually not their lifetime to awaken, to really be enlightened, to really go inwards, right? Because there's an element of solitude that is necessary, and a very deep solitude, this solitude that you're not even considering, you're not even thinking, and not from a place of bitterness, but from a place of, it's a me era. And I'm not saying, God forbid, I don't want to scare you, I'm not saying that for this collective it's going to be the whole next 9-year cycle, but I feel that in the beginning of the cycle you are being asked to make it about you, to awaken the childlike energy, to merge. They're showing me literally like two people dancing together. The one that is fierce, that is mature, that is responsible, that is grounded, that is this empress energy with your inner child, with that childlike energy that we cannot ever forget. It's the real balance of spiritual people. It's the objective of spirituality. You need to find that balance. You need to find that balance. All right, you guys, I hope this is helpful. I wish you an amazing end of this year, and I will see you soon.